I always wished that young people like myself, I always wished that my generation would have their own songs that shared in this amazing feeling. I always wished that young people would have their own anthems of celebration, their own songs that shared in the sound and spirit and emotion and energy to call their own from their own artists in their own voice that spoke to them. So 4 years ago, I decided to stop wishing. I set out on a mission over 4 years ago to bring back what I believe to be the greatest and most universal dance music of all time, back to nightlife, back to the airwaves, and back to the dance floor. So the first step in this process was I sat at my computer and I made a playlist of my favorite 25 songs from that era. And I put them in chronological order. And they all fell between 1978 and 1982, a very specific 5-year time span. Now, some of the artists on the list were Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind & Fire, Kool and the Gang, Chic, Chaka Khan and Rufus, Ashford and Simpson, Tina Marie, Rick James, Shalimar, Luther Vandross, Frankie Beverly, Prince, George Benson, Brothers Johnson, and many others. And I said, how can I get my album to share in this incredible sound? How can I not only capture the sound, but the feeling and spirit and emotion of this music? So then I said to myself, let me make a list of every musician who played on every one of these songs. Because I remembered being a child in this room and studying the back of these records and studying the liner notes and seeing how everything seemed to be connected. Every name I saw seemed to look familiar. So I made a list of every musician who played on every one of the 25 songs on my list of inspiration. 25 lists. Drummer, percussionist, bass player, guitar player, horn player. 25 times. And after I made 25 lists, I saw one very crazy thing. I saw the same names repeating over and over and over again. And it became very clear that the producers and recording artists of the greatest songs of this era were recruiting the same session musicians. I had found the secret ingredient. These guys were the architects of the sound. They were the men behind the music. 22 of the most iconic musicians of this era, who not only have made some of the greatest dance records of all time, but have made so many records that are in this room. They were the musicians behind so many records that had built my DJ career. So I said, in order for me to achieve my mission, I need to go to the source. So over the past 4 years, I reunited 22 of the most legendary musicians of the late 1970s and early 1980s for the first time in over 30 years to capture their definitive sound with no samples, no covers, no interpolations, no machines.
Chronicles DJ Cassidy, Tuesday, October 7th at 8 on Music Choice Play. Also available on Music Choice On Demand.